Lance briefly, Jack. Let's move to the Lance topic. So, a little bit of panic. Thank you, Grant, for that. A couple high throws, and everybody's ready to jump ship. So, Amin, let me ask you this. First of all, did you think that Lance should start week one? Where were you on that? I'm not quite sure.
I thought Lance should start week 1.
Okay. So, based off of that, has your opinion changed off of what we've learned over this mini camp? And are you hitting the panic button with Lance?
No, I'm not. It's just one. It's just one practice. Like, give the guy a break. Like, it's his first practice. It's not like he's done this for like a long time. It's his first practice. Everybody's gonna get nervous and get a little bit like worried. Like, he might get a little bit nervous. Everybody goes through that whenever they're in a big situation. He's in a big
Yep.
situation. He got a little bit nervous. It's okay. It's not like he did horrible and missed all his passes. He was nervous, and I thought Trey Lance should start week 1. And I was on that board because if Kyle Shanahan with a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, who's not mobile, who's really slow with his reads, who he should be able to win with Trey Lance. And I understand Trey Lance is a rookie, but that one game and that defense will help Trey Lance out a lot, more than people realize. Then I thought Trey Lance should start week 1, and I'm not worried because it's his first practice. Give the kid a break. Don't like panic on Trey Lance because he had one bad practice and threw missed couple of throws. It's one practice. Calm down. That's it.
All right. Jack, what about you?
Okay, I don't think it's. I'm not really worried about it at this point. It's early, so we're early on here. That was the second practice that the media has been able to watch them. The first full team practice that they were there. I just find it. I'm going to just go change the topic just a little bit as we're talking about this one. It is a little bit funny though when you hear. I'm not going to feel bad for picking on me, but he said it, so I'm going to go ahead and spin off of that. He talks about how this is his, one practice, and you get nervous and those kind of things. There's a guy in New England who, according to all reports from the media, had a heck of a day today when they finally got to watch him practice. And that same guy, you heard 49er fans laughing about when he struggled during his pro day. So, it's kind of funny how you justify those things, right? But no, it's not something that I'm worried about extremely worried about. I mean, it's early. We know that Lance has some things to work on. We've got plenty of time. I'm more concerned with the response from Shanahan. It's not anything that he hadn't said before, though, right? As far as not working with the quarterbacks on things on a regular basis, really just working on their footwork. He said that before, so I don't think he was picking on Grant when he gave that response in the press conference the other day. But I think he'll be fine. Give him some time. Let's get to August. Let's get to see him on the field, and then that's when we can start picking on him, because then we'll see him on the field in those 3 preseason games. That'll be really the first time we get to analyze him as a 49er.
Yeah. So, you asked a great question on my stream last night. You asked about Tua, and I went off on this 2-minute whole thing about Tua and how people panic way too early and expect way too much from rookie quarterbacks, because we've seen it from guys like Justin Herbert. But then you forget about the Josh Allens, the Andrew Lucks, the Peyton Mannings, the Drew Breeses that had to switch teams, the Aaron Rodgers that had to sit for 3 years, Troy Aikman, all of these great quarterbacks. Steve Young's another one. All of these great quarterbacks that needed time, okay? So we get spoiled from a Burrow and a Herbert every once in a while, or a Mahomes, who, by the way, also sat for a year. We get spoiled with these guys, and we expect everybody to do those things. And not everybody is ready to do those things. And it doesn't mean that they're not going to be just as great. I bet you everybody in the league trashed Allen year 1. I bet you they'd love to have him now, right? So this is no different. First of all, it's practice 1. Both of his throws that he missed were in 7-on-7s, I believe, where you have to stay in the pocket. That's not necessarily going to be the strength of his game, especially early on, right? So, no, I'm not panicking. Yes, I'm standing firm that Lance, not only do I believe he's going to start week 1, or not only do I believe he should start week 1, I believe he's going to start week 1 for the exact same reasons that you said, Amin, and I think you laid it out very, very beautifully. Listen, if they can win with Jimmy G, who is a slow decision maker and not mobile, then guess what? If Lance is a slow decision maker this year because he's new to everything, they can still win with that because at least he's got athleticism and at least he's got a big arm. Those are things that Jimmy is never, ever going to improve at. So play the kid. If he's not afraid of the moment, if he wants the moment, give him the moment. But if you give him the moment, do not do what you did with Fitzpatrick and Tua. No matter how bad it's going, you have to keep him in. So whenever you're ready to make that commitment, you've got to stick with that, barring an injury. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, right. I agree with you. I agree with you real quick. I agree with you 100% on that last part that you said, because when you say once they make that move, they need to stick with it. That's 100% absolutely correct. That's the worst thing you can do is start pulling those guys back and forth. We saw Miami do that a little bit last year, I think, when they made the switch, and we saw that happen in San Francisco. Before Jim Harbaugh got here, right? We saw that with Mike Singletary. He didn't know what the heck he was doing at the quarterback position, so he's pulling guys in and out throughout the season. I don't think we're going to see that with Shanahan. He seems to be pretty set. If you look at like last year, that's why people were getting so frustrated because he kept playing Nick Mullins. But as he kept saying, he's making mistakes, but he's still better than the guy that's behind him. So I'm not going to just take him out just to take him out. Right. So I agree with you 100%. Once they make that decision, and I think that might be why we don't see him week one. If we don't, it's going to be because it's all full steam forward with him from that point on.
Absolutely.
But if they think Lance isn't ready, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you think Lance isn't ready, then don't start Lance and rush it and put him week one. Because if you put Lance in when he's not ready, and then you take him out for, like you said, if you take him out for Jimmy Garoppolo, that's gonna make him lose his confidence that you guys don't believe in, you guys don't have faith in me. Josh Allen had struggled year 1 and year 2, and year 3 improved. So if you feel like Lance isn't ready to start week 1, then put Jimmy in. Don't rush Trey Lance to start week 1. Otherwise, then if he doesn't play, number one, Niners fans are gonna get mad if he doesn't play good. And especially if like Mac Jones and Justin Fields start, they play good, and Trey Lance doesn't play good, Niners fans are gonna chew the quarterback out because Niners fans are really tough on the quarterback. And also, if he's not ready, and you take Jimmy Garoppolo and you put Jimmy Garoppolo in, and you take Trey Lance out because he's not playing good, that's gonna make him lose his confidence as a rookie. You don't want to do that to a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, you're